Welcome to Deep River Farm, folks. I wanted to continue our video series on the different families that are needing help through the helping hands of Central Global Methodist Church there in Asheboro. Folks, if a lot of people give just a little, these families will be taken care of. We're getting ready to talk about the third family. So I'm getting ready to tell you the story of their life, a little synopsis of what that's happened to them, and so forth. So if I stop a minute, it's because there may be something that could identify this family, and we don't want to identify these people by name or any way, shape, or form embarrass them, and we want to keep their privacy confidential. And so I'm going to let you know here about the third family. It says in 2011, my husband, and it lists his name, but I won't call it, and I moved to Western North Carolina after we got married. The mountains quickly became home and to this southern Kentucky girl, and I couldn't imagine raising my future children anywhere else. We welcomed our son into the world in 2015, and his sister followed in 2017. After living in a couple of different cities within Western North Carolina, we finally landed in Fletcher, North Carolina. So, folks, this is our second family that's in Fletcher. I am currently an instructional assistant in an exceptional education classroom at the school my children attend. My husband is a climate research scientist through NC State University. Go Pack, go Pack. The son is in the 4th grade and the daughter is in the 2nd grade. These past several years in Western North Carolina have had many ups and downs, but nothing could have prepared us for what Thursday, September the 26th and Friday, September the 27th had in store for us. Every news station and weather broadcast was reporting about the path of the Hurricane Helene. As a climate scientist, the husband was closely following the weather forecast that were calling for a historic rain even before Helene came in on Friday morning, a 1-2 punch. Our home sits atop a 20-foot berm that's roughly 30 feet higher than the French Broad River, which ended up cresting at 30.3 feet after Helene finally came through. To put that into perspective, that is roughly 3 times the height of that river's typical flood. While we watched for the water to creep over our backyard berm, floodwaters overtook the streets first as it rushed through the storm drains. Fearing that we could get trapped, we evacuated in such a rush that we had to leave breakfast on the camping stove in our garage. The next time we made it back to our home was by a kayak. The water rose roughly 4 to 6 inches in our house, but everything touching the floor, cabinets, furniture, flooring, clothing, doors, drywall, insulation, etc., had to be thrown out. The motto was, when in doubt, throw it out. We got well trained in the art of gutting a house, filling 3 dumpsters full of the very things that make our house a home. When all was said and done, our home was gutted to the studs from about 1 to 2 feet down. And without flood insurance to fall back on, we were fortunate enough to have been saving money to replace the husband's aging car. But even with that and the support from FEMA, we are still falling well short of having enough to fully rebuild our home. As we head into the Christmas season, we are worried about how to make ends meet and still be able to financially provide a magical experience for our children who are still believers. This whole experience has brought us to tears many, many times. Our kiddos are pretty resilient, but Helene has taken its toll not only mine and the husband's physical health, but also the mental health as well. I have found myself frozen, at times unable to even physically walk into my own home due to the emotions I have experienced due to this disaster. I realize that everything we are going through is full of trauma and includes lots of emotions, but on the other hand, I know that there are so many lost my spot here. I know there are so many other things out there that have its way of worse, and many have worse than us. Feelings of guilt that we were all safe while others lost lives and loved ones. Feeling guilty that I'm upset about what we have had to deal with our house when people just down the street from us lost everything since they only lived and waited the waters to recede. The friends and the family have been incredible. Those that lived in a one-level home were the ones that lost the most. Grief and trauma have a way of coming out of nowhere and just punching you when you're least expected. As the gut-wrenching and frightening this has been, we have gotten to witness the outpouring of love and support from friends and family, the HOA, and folks we've never met. It is true that you can find God's hand in the worst of times if you can look past all the material things. He was there when my friend and co-worker took us in and gave us a place to stay as we waited for the waters to recede. He was there when my husband co-worker gave us a place to stay as we gutted the house. He undoubtedly inspired a biker group from Oklahoma to come all this way to help install drywall throughout our community, including our house. We see him in every meal that friends have provided as we wait for our new kitchen to be put back together. We still have a long way to go before we are able to fully recover, but it has been rewarding to see our community come together in ways that we thought were not possible during an election year of all things. We are so grateful for everything, folks, that have done for us and our family, from prayers and food to shelter and much more, that we only hope to pay it forward sometime in the future. In conclusion, we wanted to say thank you for all the prayers and love you have sent to our beautiful mountains. We have felt all the prayers and know that with the Lord's help and guidance, we can and will get through this. It may be day to day or minute by minute, but we will rebuild and we will be stronger at the end of all of this. And this was from the husband to Ross at Central. They are trying to catch up with completing the drywall right now. They have their essentials. They're living upstairs in 3 bedrooms and a small common area, no stove to cook with. And these are the folks that ask for the toaster. They do have heat, the gas. They have some savings, but they need to draw on their IRAs to try to recover. Their guesstimate is $12,000 plus needed to replace most of the construction and household needs. They have started a GoFundMe page, and they are concerned about the Christmas for their children. They suggested to me that right now for people to send money or gift cards for Lowe's or restaurants would be of most benefit for them right now. So let me look here at this third family and see if we've got any notes. They attend the Living Savior Lutheran Church in Hendersonville. Their current needs is, for appliance-wise, a gas oven, a toaster, and of course those gift cards. Let me see if we've got any more of a needs detail. Their greatest needs is financial, of course, due to what they've had to go through. And local church has come through for them. No needs financially. They may need skilled work team in 2 weeks to help hang doors and cabinets. So their biggest needs is financial right now, and we see that 12,000 plus is what their needs are, and they are dipping into their retirements to try to get their home back in order and provide a roof over their children's heads other than the second story of their home. So, folks, this is family number 3 I've introduced you to. I get this information straight from Ross down at the Central Global Church to provide a way to send this message out to you. And like I said, I've withheld any names and addresses and all of that for privacy purposes and to save the family from any type of embarrassment or anything that would make them feel uncomfortable. So that's family 3. And folks, if you're looking at this channel for the first time, these are families that we have vetted that are going to fall through the cracks. The insurance companies have failed them. This family actually lived on a berm, as you can tell in this note. And so they built above the flood stage, well above it, when they built their home. And the water still got in the home and ruined it. And even though they went to the extreme they did for a big flood, this is a 1,000-year flood, and it took them by surprise, and they still got in trouble, and the insurance refuses to pay. So what good is insurance? That's my question. They're useless. They only pay if they want to pay, and they'll come up with every excuse in the world not to pay when it's convenient for them. And being the amount of devastation that's took place in the mountains, they're going to be very convenient and not cover anybody, because if they cover one, they're going to have to cover them all. And they have not, I don't know if these families could go back and sue these insurance companies for all the past money they've paid them and then not pay out. That might be something they need to do. I don't know if that's something that even legally could be done, but it's a shame to pay this kind of money to insurance companies and then not get covered in an area where there's never been a flood, and except for when God flooded the earth back during the days of Noah. So, this is unprecedented, and they just don't want to pay, but they didn't mind taking that money from these folks for coverage and then not come through with it. But folks, I appreciate you joining me this morning as we've looked at family number 3. If you're interested in helping family number 3, please donate to the Central Global Methodist Church there in Asheboro. Make sure, folks, that on the description of any check that you put on there, Helping Hands, Hurricane Relief. And if you donate online, folks, please go to that other box and click it, and then go into the Hurricane Relief, and make sure you designate that for Hurricane Relief, because if the church doesn't know this is for the hurricane and these families, that money would be put into the general fund to help with the operation cost of the church and other mission outreaches that the church is involved in. But this is specific. If you donate, you can mark on it, and this goes specifically to these families. And if you want to designate to a certain family, make sure you do that, and we'll make sure that particular family gets those funds. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact the church there at Central Global. And if you have to leave a message, they'll be getting back in contact with you as soon as possible, as the phones are completely jammed and a lot of people calling in to help. And folks, it's not about the amount of money that you send in. It's the number of people that's willing to participate. Here, if 12,000 people saw this and donated $1, these people are almost taken care of here. So unless there's something hidden that they don't know about yet that could be found structurally wrong with anything, it looks like their needs was 12,000 plus, and they didn't give any kind of cap on what if it's going to be a massive undertaking. But it sounds like they're going to use some of their retirement funds, and 12,000 is what was needed. And it looks like some churches and family have stepped in to help as well, and that's what's kept this number at a smaller number than the previous two families. But folks, I appreciate you joining me today. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and we're going to continue on with families number 4, 5, and 6 on future videos. Thanks a lot for joining. Have a blessed day.